What is up? This is Colonial Puppet, and this is part 11 of the Let's Build a Stadium series. And right now what you're listening to isn't live audio. This is recorded after the fact because the audio that I recorded while making this Let's Build episode was very crackly and messed up. And I actually found out what the issue is. But before I tell you what the issue was, I'm just going to tell you what I did for this episode. Basically, I built the four corners of the second level of bleachers, and that's pretty much it. Next episode, we're going to work on the third level of bleachers, but yeah, so the first thing I did, I don't know what I was explaining right now, but the first thing I did, obviously I'm going to build this corner. I just kind of outlined where I need to fill white concrete in. So obviously that 2-block high corner I just did, and also here as well. And I also built out here. And I apologize for the audio. It's actually an interesting issue, which I'll tell you. But right now I cut. But basically you're going to fill in all this area that I just outlined with white concrete if you are following along. And yeah, I'll see you when I'm done that. Alright, so I'm back, and as you can see, this is all filled in with white concrete. And then the next thing I did was I outlined where you're going to need to fill in light gray concrete or gray concrete. Basically this first level right here, I just built these out until they meet each other. This is where the wall is also going to go, which I build later on. But yeah, I found out that the reason why my audio was coming out extremely crackly was because of electrical interference from my iPhone, which was sitting right next to me. Apparently that's a problem that Blue microphones have. Probably other microphones as well. But I read on Blue that it's an issue that you have to deal with. And I'll know now to put my phone somewhere else. Actually recording this audio that I'm recording now, I was still getting the crackling, and I thought something was wrong with the microphone, but I took my phone away and recorded, and it was fine, so it's that. So I'm going to fill in all this area with gray concrete as well as this area below, so I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, the top and bottom have been filled with the gray concrete. And the next thing I do is I build these walls out because, and I don't cut it because, I don't know, these walls aren't that much work. I built them out to the corner, obviously. But yeah, I also talked about in this episode how I am going to be starting the SimCity 4 Let's Build a city kind of series, because I've always wanted to, SimCity was like the first game I played like religiously as a kid. SimCity 4, that is. Although I did play SimCity 2000 quite a bit. It was the first SimCity game I played. And I have SimCity 4, and I realized that Fraps will record it. I was a little skeptical at first, given it's like such an old game, and it looks like it's like being emulated or something. I don't know. It's in a very small aspect ratio. So I was kind of, the technical aspects of doing it was a little daunting, but it turns out it's pretty easy, and I want to just kind of like, I don't know, go through building a city in that game. No like actual like building structures, it's more just civic planning and stuff like that. But yeah, let me know in the comment section how you'd feel about that. Also going to be releasing PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds videos, because like I said, I think last episode I recorded some gameplay with my friend Eric of Deceptiquads, the channel. If you look on my YouTube channel page, there's the my hand-picked channels on the right sidebar. And Deceptiquads is like the second one down, I think. It says, but yeah, definitely check him out. He has really funny, well-edited content. And I'm gonna be I did some live streaming as well. You should follow my Twitter page, because I do stream on Twitch. If not myself, then with other people who have their own Twitch channels. So if you would like to see me on Twitch, definitely follow my Twitter. I tweet out links to Twitch streams when I'm on them. Recently, I streamed PUBG with Deceptiquads, although he was the one who was streaming it. Oh yeah, I also extended this area, the light fixtures. And they didn't meet perfectly in the middle, but that's just fine. But yeah, I know PUBG is like the like the killer app at the moment, and I know a lot of people play it, but I don't know. I decided to try it out for myself, and I had a lot of fun, and would not mind doing a series with that game. I've gotten a lot better since the first video posted by Deceptiquads I was in. I was really awful in that, but I don't know. If you'd like to watch me play PUBG, that will be a reality soon. But my main focus are these Let's Builds. I do want to start up the runway Let's Build. It's just that I haven't gotten around to rebuilding what I had lost. For those of you who don't know, my hard drive failed about a year ago, and I lost a lot of the progress I made on the runway. And so I have to rebuild that, and then I'll get it started again. And it's just something I've been putting off for a while. But I know a lot of people were following that Let's Build, and I don't want to just abruptly end it, so I will be starting that again soon. Not going to say when, because I'm bad at keeping promises, but it will start again, I promise. I just said I'm bad at keeping promises, and then immediately made a promise. But yeah, after I built those light fixtures, I started on the bleachers, which I will I recorded quite a bit, because at this point when I recorded this, I was talking about starting up the SimCity Let's Build. I don't know what I was talking about beforehand, but it's pretty straightforward. I'll just show how one is built, and then cut until I'm done building these bleachers. So you just build 2 blocks out and then just stack them like so. Pretty straightforward, because you don't have to do any weird stepped like pattern. It's just extremely straightforward stuff. And again, you just build 2 out with gray concrete like so. I've been thinking about this series and whether or not it's a Let's Build or a tutorial. I'm going to say it's like a hybrid of both, to be honest. But yeah. So I do that like several more times, what you just saw. So I'm going to cut it now and cut back when I've done that, I think 10 more times, to make the total of 12 rows of bleachers. So I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, all the bleachers are built. And the next thing I'm going to do is pretty simple. I'm just going to outline again what needs to be filled with gray concrete, which is just this kind of little section here at the top. Nothing too big, I guess, or nothing too daunting. I know there's some pretty big expanses that need to be filled, but this is not too bad, so I will see you when I'm done filling this. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, it's all filled in with gray concrete. And before I add these railings, what I did was I added some extra aisles, 2 extra aisles, I think 4 blocks away from the center. At the bottom, you'll see in a second, I count out. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, and then I put in the aisle. And yeah, this is just so that Like, again, people don't have to, like, step over people sitting in the bleachers more than they have to. So, like, ample amounts of aisles are good things, I guess. Then, of course, I have to cap these off. And, man, I really don't like doing post-recording audio because it's so, like, fluent doing these Let's Builds and recording the audio and video at the same time. I'm mad that I let the original audio get so messed up for such a stupid reason. But now I know that cell phones are bad, especially around microphones, and not to have my iPhone around while I'm recording these Let's Builds. It was confusing, because I was getting this. I was playing PUBG with my friends, and they're also complaining about the crackling audio. But I unplugged my microphone and plugged it back in, and they said it was a little better. So I don't know if they're just trying to make me feel better, or if I don't know, there's other problems at play. But I'm pretty sure it was it could have been the cell phone, but it also could have been other things, other USB devices I had plugged in, like my mouse. It's like an interference thing. So, like, if I plug in my mouse, I'm going to plug it in on the opposite side of my computer, and see if that does anything as well. Hopefully it's not my mouse as well, because I need that to build. I'm actually using I have it unplugged right now, and I'm using the trackpad on my laptop, which I hate. It's a really bad trackpad. But yeah. Again, putting in the half steps, because it's easier. You don't have to jump up blocks every time you go up and down. And for the most part, this is pretty much it for the episode. I only built the corners. I didn't add anything extra. I did build the other 3 corners, but I cut it. So I'm just going to put in this railing that you see me putting in right now. And then after that, that's pretty much it for the building on this episode. That is, unless you're following along, you're going to have to build this 3 more times on each of the corners. And it's good because the first level, the corners were kind of different depending on where they were, but they're all the same, so you just have to watch this once. But yeah, there it is, the finished corner. And this is probably where I said I'm going to build them another 3 times and then cut back when I'm done that. So I will see you when I'm done that. Alright, I'm back, and as you can see, all 4 corners have been built, and that means we're pretty much done the second level of bleachers. So a total of 24 rows of bleachers across 2 levels, and next episode we're going to get started on the 3rd row of bleachers. Possibly the skyboxes. I don't know. I need to look at more pictures of stadiums to see where skyboxes are located, if they're before the 3rd row or after the 3rd row, like at the very top of the stadium. I'd imagine they're at the very top, but then again, they could be like underneath the 3rd row of bleachers, or the top row of bleachers, or top section of bleachers, that is. But yeah, and then after that, we're going to be building all the hallways, rooms, and followed by the exterior of the stadium, and finally the finishing touches, like the goalposts and stuff, and just little tiny details that I may have missed. But yep, it's looking pretty good so far. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Let's Build a Stadium series, episode 11, I think. Be sure to check out episode 12, the next episode, when it comes out, and be sure to check out the previous episodes if you would like to follow along. Again, sorry about the audio issues. I'm glad I have it figured out, and next episode should be live audio like it has been. Won't be this weird overdubbed post-processing audio. But yeah, other than that, this has been Colonial Puppet. There's a really cool shot I had of the stadium, I remember, at the end, that I kind of want to end on. Yeah, walking out. It's looking like an actual stadium. But yep, this has been Colonial Puppet. Have a good day.